Hey guys, I'm back a few days later than I thought I would be. Had a few hiccups here and there, but I got my revision. I've been activated. If you look up here, I'm not sure where it's going to show up, but I actually did take my camera and I videotaped my activation. I had to shorten it down. It took quite a while, but I had to take my video and crunch it down to maybe get the best, shots for you guys, so you can see what it was kind of like. It's hard to take all that time and squeeze it into a short amount of time, but I did the best I could. Hopefully, you'll get the best out of that. Great news is, in the end, I had what's called a rock star activation, and I did not expect that at all. That means that I actually could hear language on my first activation. That's over here. You see, this is my new N8. Yep, there it is. That's my new processor on my right side. Of course, I have one on my left. This means I can hear out of both sides. That includes language. It didn't start off that way, but it ended up that way. I started off just hearing some beeps and some unintelligible sounds, but that turned out really well. I was surprised. It took him a little bit, it took my audiologist a little while to get me straight. You can't tell that from the activation video because I had to shorten it, and I turns out I talk a lot. I get excited and I ramble on and on, but it turned out when I left out. I was able to actually get on the phone and make some phone calls I hadn't been able to make since June. So, and not only that, I found out my right side was basically talking static, but it's not talking static now. I attribute that to upgraded technology on my right side, which include the implant and the processor, and having a really wonderful surgeon and audiologist standing behind me. I can't thank those people enough for what they've done for me. So I hope that my video that I did take will be informative, or at least answer a few questions. Like I told you all a minute ago, I had to shorten it down, and I'm not a great editor, I do my own, and it took me a few days. I wasn't feeling well. I don't have great days. I have bad days and good days, and more bad days than good sometimes, but I had to do what I take off a while and get myself straight and take the time to upload this so you guys can take a look at it. And I'm not a professional editor, and I did the best I could. But it takes a lot of work. Even now I've had my first mapping, it's not perfect, but compared to being completely deaf on my right side and finding out that my left side, or remembering that my left side doesn't do as much as I remembered or thought, because when I had the rockstar activation on the left side, it'd been years since I'd heard anything, so it was really exciting, and I didn't remember, that I don't process sound properly and all that. I was just glad to hear anything. So when I lost the right side this last time, it was pretty overwhelming. I'm not really hadn't been treated for the migraines in a while, so it's been difficult for me trying to process sounds, and it's just been a pretty hard struggle for me, to be honest with you guys. But I'm back and I'm excited and I'm happy to be hearing again. And I mean hearing, I snap, and I hear from both sides. Having sense of direction is a huge change, and something that everybody takes for granted. But only hearing out of one side, we don't have sense of direction, and that's a big deal. And getting that back was almost instant for me. Getting that back with language was an even bigger deal. But on my way home, for me, just so you know, it's about a 70-mile drive from my university where I had my surgery and my audiology team. For me, it was amazing to be able to listen to, for the fun of it, turn on music and hear it again, and to make phone calls. So, if you have a cochlear implant, you can Bluetooth from your phone apps to your processors to your implants, and you can kind of hear it in your head. Just pretty exciting. And the clarity of being mapped to bilaterally is a pretty rich experience. And I'll tell you a quick short story before I get off here, because I don't want these to get too long. I have a deaf friend I met at my state's Department of Deaf and Hard of Hearing. We both met while I was there, kind of volunteering, because I was super depressed when I first lost my hearing. I was in therapy, and they needed me to get some help. So there I was, volunteering. The idea was for me to meet maybe some other deaf people, because I'd never met any before. And there was this guy I met, and he'd lost his hearing through a TBI. And he'd been lost his hearing in years, maybe, and he was 14 or 15 years before, I was newbie, but he'd been there for a long time. He could lip read, he knew sign language. He was like a rock star to me, but he was kind to me. Anyway, I ended up getting cochlear implants before him, and I spent several years trying to talk him into it. Got to do it, you got to do it. He finally did it, and I was able to call him just Monday, and we were able to talk on the phone for the very first time and hear each other. And for me, it was emotional, because here we were, these two deafies, and talking on the phone and hearing each other for the first time. And it was so amazing, the way that how far technology has gone, because neither one of us ever thought we would hear again. So I just wanted to share that little bit of, something that happened to me this week. And you never know what'll happen to you, no matter what happens in this world. But I've been through 4 implant operations, one on my left. It was a success from day one. And I've had 3 on the right. First one was not so great, but I didn't expect much. Then I fell on and I broke that implant. And I had a second revision. And, I get my head confused. But anyway, I ended up with 3 implants on this side. First one, it got broke. Second one, it got damaged. And this is the third one. And this is the newest, latest, and greatest, what's called a CI632 implant. And this is the N8, which is, well, I'll be honest, I got an N7 over here, an N8 over here. I'm not ready for an upgrade for a while over here. But it's a little bit smaller. It's not, some people say you can see a little bit, I don't know. But I don't know if it's the implant or it's the processor, the combination, but for some reason, this ear never could hear nothing more than talking static. And it eventually developed music, and definitely can hear sound when the side doesn't understand sound, but has language. So I don't know, maybe the array, when the doctor put it in there again, where it's at now, I can't explain it. But after I got activated, it took me a little bit. You can see me talking back and forth to the audiologist, trying to figure, it didn't start off just bam, I heard the first second, she did it. We worked around for a little while. In fact, that appointment was over an hour. I had to shorten that down. But when I left there, I was hearing. And so that's what we call a rock star activation, And that was pretty amazing, because I never could hear that good before. So that's exciting for me. I will continue this journey, and that's just my first mapping. There still will be more to to tweak it out to get the best possible hearing for me. And I like to share my journey with anybody who wants to hear it. And you know, I sometimes consider myself very lucky, and in the beginning, I used to consider myself very, very unlucky. I used to lose my hearing was traumatic, and to get it back is very exciting. So I'm going to leave it at that. I will continue my journey. I was working with Cochlear Americas as a mentor, but I've been told they were kind of, I guess, overwhelmed with people doing this mentoring work, so they rotate people on and off. So I'm still there as a volunteer, but I'll use my channel, continue. Right now I've been rotated off, so I'm still there, but it is what it is. I will help people anywhere. All you have to do is contact me. I have a very unique background with the revisions and the long-term deafness, just the autism, and the TBI. And if anybody ever wants to reach out in comments or whatnot, I'll be glad to do my best to answer. I will tell you, and we discuss this with my audiologist, I've had 4 surgeries, 4 implants, zero side effects. And I will attribute every ounce of that to my surgeon. Pick the right surgeon. It's the most important thing of all. I'm telling you, it's super important. Having a great doctor is where it's at. If you don't do that, then you will have a very high chance of maybe having side effects. That it can include, losing taste changes, and facial nerve issues. Other 2 things, but a lot of people don't want to talk about. It's very hard when I had revisions, trying to look up revisions, and it's almost impossible to find any type of information about revisions. It's like they don't want nobody to talk about that, but it does happen. You can break an implant. An implant can be damaged. I'm proof. I will say Cochlear America goes over backwards to help you. So I'm very happy of my outcome. I'm very glad they stood by me, and I don't think that it could have gone any better. I went from June until this past Monday with 0 hearing. So a lot of people ask me how that happened. I was getting an occipital nerve block, and a doctor's PA nurse injected my right implant and broke the moisture barrier. You're covered in silicone with a steroid, and from then on, the implant stopped working basically, and that was it. So if you need any type of injections or anything like that, be super careful about explaining this to them, because I tried, but they assured me they had done this before, but it didn't work out for me. All right, that's all. And the other time I fell. I'm a fall risk. I fall sometimes, and I fell, and I landed right on where this magnet connects to the implant, and that broke the RF signal where it connects to the implant. To the from the implant to the processor, and it didn't send a signal no more. So, and that broke it. So we have hardware in our bodies, and that can happen. I got an artificial shoulder too, and you don't want to fall on those. So when we have implants and things like that inside of us, always you got to be careful. So it is what it is. There's trade-offs. If you want to hear again, you have to be careful with your hit. If you have, I could never do things like I'd want to used to ride bikes. I can't do that no more, not just because I have implants, because I fall too. I could put a helmet on, but what if the helmet don't work? There's all kinds of reasons, but It's information that's harder to find. So I don't know, what some people think about that. Is this something, that people don't share? But don't let that make you be afraid to get one. Getting this implants replaced was easier for me than getting tooth pulled. And I've had a few teeth pulled. If I get any more pulled, I'm going to have to move somewhere where teeth aren't important. It's a joke. All right. Y'all have a great time. I will update further as my hearing changes and increases. I got a bag full of accessories again, which I'm very grateful for. And so I'm happy about my whole outcome, my journey, and I don't think it's ever going to be done. Technology will keep moving. Processors will get smaller, implants will get smaller. You'll never know what's going to happen. So anyway, you can like and subscribe if you feel like it. I don't make money off this. I just do it because I like sharing my journey. And if you have any questions, I'm honest about it. I'll tell you the truth. So until then, it's going to be here or it's going to be there. I think. I still haven't figured that out yet, but I will try to. You will find my activation there. I did make one mistake. I didn't put my hair up. So I got all this long hair, believe it or not. It's all up in this giant ponytail. I probably should have done that. Would have made it easier for you to see me connected to the, the computer wiring and all that. But it'll be there. You'll still see it. Until then, I'll see you in my next video. Bye now.